Smash. Cool. I guess everyone is either not talking or no one's here either. But as long as you're here, VG, that's fine. Right. Probably should have planned this a little bit more in advance, but I'm be as we go. Hopefully it's legible. And turn font size up if font size needs to. I think it. Okay, so the plan for today is we are going to be working on a kind of team game mode for Smash. So we're going to, into the custom game, add the ability for 2 players to team up and work together against them. Something we saw on the forums and thought, hey, this sounds cool. So we're going to do it. I've done a little bit of setup in advance. I just created the sign type and added into the sign thing something that's just going to open up the interface. But we'll get more into that. So kind of thinking we're going to have team object, and then whenever a player deals damage, we need to check if they're on the same team as somebody else. If that's the case, then we cancel the damage, not let them damage each other. And we also want to have a system of joining a team and also turning team mode on and off. That's kind of my plan for today. Start with team object, then switch on into adding people and controlling teams, and then finishing off on the damage stuff, because that's the boring bit where it's just going through every item and making sure that there's no items that damage players. And it's never going to be perfect. You always probably spleef your teammates if you try hard enough, but that's what it was like in Smash anyway. Bumpers, and they were called, would affect your team. That's the plan. So we're going to start off with creating a new class team. I apologise for the very loud keyboard. It sounds nice. Anyway. So within this, we're going to want we don't want a team name, we're going to want a list of UID, which is going to be our players. Let's set a new array list. And we are going to want, I guess, what colour. We're going to create a team, and it's going to take a dye colour. Where did my hair go? Sorry, Maggie. I'm getting more and more bald by the day. It's a sad state of affairs. I'll be bald by the time I'm 30, but I'm dramatic. And I guess we're going to want some simple functions. We're going to want a avoid add player. Import that, and we'll say players add UID. I guess we'll want to be able to remove players from team. So we'll player. Get unique ID. We're going to want to be able to check if a player is on the team. So we'll get players dot. That's not going to want to be a void because it's going to go in. We'll have a method are on the same team. Player one. Oh, I apologize for that ding. And we're going to return. I'm going to do that's done. Okay, we won't do that yet. Like that. And we're going to say UID. Hello, Serge. Hopefully I'm not boring anyone to death. I apologise if I am. So then we're going to want to attach various teams to the arena, and the arena lives. This is arena. It contains loads and loads of stuff about arenas. At the top, we're going to want to have a private. I could type help private list team. And we're just going to defaultly fill it with blue team, red team, green team, and we'll go for another team. Purple. I like purple. Guess Laser's singing. Okay, I'm going to move on from Laser singing. I'm sure it was wonderful. Equally, I'm not deaf, so I guess that's. Right. So we're going to want a thing here that is going to say public list of team teams, and this is going to return teams. So we've got a team object which can hold some players, and we've attached it to the populated on startup. So the next thing I want to do is just to check that I haven't screwed up to this far, up to this stage. I'm going to make this display just show the different teams. So we're going to say this is a handy kind of utility class we have that handles creation of GUIs a lot. Amazing. So I just have to give it a list of stuff. Yes. I'll just create a list and data. And at the end we want to return data. So we want to get the players arena. Let's say smash. If bit of null handling equals null, return null. Otherwise, we're going to do map get teams, iterate over it. I'm going to say team a subclass team stack extend. That's what I wanted to do, and this is going to take public team stack. What am I doing? Here we go. Super item stack. So we're going to pass the item stack that we've taken in up to the executable item stack, and we're also going to save team into the object just so we've got it for next time, or if we want to do anything with it later. So we've got this thing. We just need to create a helper method, which will make like team. It's going to take a team. It's just going to team stack. That is new item stack. Piece of wood. Team.get color. We got the color and we want the get all data. There we go. Oh, it also needs to be. There we go. So I'm just going to say data.add team. And we're doing team stack. And hopefully that gives us a very simple team thing when we run this. Let it build. Not showing anything I shouldn't be on stream. Opportunity to cock up one bypass. I'll just let that upload and then things. He says hoping. Minecraft. Save. Go into the arena I set up earlier, and of course. Hopefully when I click on this, I've got my 4 teams, which I created earlier. Got my blue team, red team, green team, and purple team. Don't do anything, that's there. And so that's the first step. I guess the next thing is let's add a way to mark if a game is a team game or not. So we want the leader of the party. It's going to be a custom game feature. The leader of the party wants to be able to decide, yes, this is a team game, no, this isn't a team game. And if it's not a team game, we don't want this in. And tell the user, hey, this isn't a team game, try again later. So into here, we're going to add another boolean. And I see Laser is writing signs around me. Helping. He's helping, really. I'm going to call it a team game. And we want to default it. Boolean is default to false anyway, by default. I'm going to specify it just so I'm... don't know why that's there. Not doing anything, so we're just going to delete it. It's getting in the way. So we're going to want a setter and a getter. So just auto-generate ourselves a getter and a setter because typing is hard. And we're going to go back to this GUI and we're going to add some stuff to the GUI. So I added in this is leader mode into the presenter, and what that does is it just says, hey, if the leader of the party opened this inventory, it's true, otherwise it's false. So I'm going to say if leader mode, we're going to add a new executable item stack, and this is just going to make and we're going to have it as a piece of wool. Not a piece of wool. What this item is. Items, material. Something random. And a stack of 1, and we're going to call it team. And we're going to say at the moment, put your voice detection off, please. I don't think I have voice detection on. I mean, I can double check. Let me just have a look. No, I definitely don't have a noise gate on. Oh, maybe I do. Is that better? Is that better? I don't know. Let me know if that's better or if it's still cutting off. I don't think I had a noise gate on, but I have no idea how OBS works, so I'm kind of winging it as I go. Okay, cool. That setting that I didn't think did anything clearly did something. It's handy, that. And then I just guess I'll say currently. Actually, we're going to want this to be a little bit higher up. Hello, Maggie. Plus map dot is in game, and we're going to use a ternary statement. And we're going to say on or off, and I need to put that in brackets. Okay, so hopefully this is going to add a new item stack that is a book, and it's going to toggle the team game on or off. So we're going to execute no action because I don't want to do any actions, and I'm going to say map dot set team game to whatever it wasn't. I'm just going to set that to final because I'm in a subclass here, so I need to make sure it stays around, otherwise it will get cleaned up, and I don't want it to get cleaned up. So at this point we're just going to toggle the team game, and then we're going to say map.broadcast chat color.gold team team game, and then we're going to do this ternary thing again. This team game activated, deactivated. Right, so hopefully I'm actually going to do data items. So we'll just build and run this, and hopefully everything will work. It's not exactly particularly complex, it's just a nice cool feature. So a little bit of a change from working on Annihilation 24/7, so far. Let me back into the server. We have this thing that stops me joining arenas if I'm in a game mode, so I need to turn out every time and then go back in. Yeah, that's why I'm probably all done. Sign, and it didn't work. Why didn't it work? That was disappointing. It's very anticlimactic. Got all hopeful and then nothing. Oh, because I am a terrible coder. So what I was doing is I was just saying leader mode equals true for some reason. Not entirely sure why, but we're going to fix that. I have no idea why I wrote code like that. That was stupid. So I guess by that logic I'm stupid. But, you know, we're going to discount that for the time being and carry on and pretend that didn't happen. It's not like I'm streaming or Navar's going to upload this to YouTube and make me look silly in front of people. I'm just here sat coding by myself, right? Just going to grab a drink. Right, so we'll go back in and mid 1, put a sign down, and it works. And I can click it and I can toggle it on and off. I guess I got these numbers the wrong way around. I did. This is what happens in 1.8 if you do anything wrong with data, because Mojang doesn't like error catching, it just likes printing things, like crashing servers and crashing clients and printing pink and black blocks everywhere. So, you know, that's one of the odd things about 1.8. If you're on 1.7, that would render as a book and everything would be fine, but 1.8 says no thank you. So, oh, I forgot I did that. So yeah, I'm clicking this and it turns on and off, and press spacebar in completely the wrong place. The spacebar should obviously be on the other side of the colon, but that works. So now we want to add some more functionality to actually be able to join a team, and that's going to be the next thing. So we'll go back over here. I think we won't want to, if it's not a team game, we don't want to show any of this. So we're going to get rid of that. If it's not a team game, and we're also going to want a system in here to add a player to a team. So it's public void add player to team, and it's going to be a team. I'm going to take a player. No, I don't need to do that. That's a. Do I need to do that? Let me think about this for a second. I guess we'll also want to take this. To get around this, we're going to say so we're not going to add players to teams in there, we're going to add them directly to the team. I haven't thought about exactly how I want to do this, so some of this may not be the best way of writing this code, and I may very well come back in when I'm by myself and hit myself and and fix it. So we're going to go with this system for now, and in this add player method we're going to say smashmap.get players, get teams. We're just going to iterate through. I'm going to say if dot is on team, no, team dot is on team player. Then we're going to say team dot remove player. So what we're saying here is we're just double checking that they can't be on two teams at the same time. So when I try and add them to a new team, it's going to loop through all their other teams and remove them. So obviously if a player's on two teams, then they can't be hurt by anyone, and they can't hurt anyone, and that's no fun, because that's what Smash is about, is punching people and blowing people up. So into here, no, here. Just going to fix that. there. And we don't want that there, aren't we? So we've got, no, I don't want that there at all. So we've got this activation, deactivation thing. So now we're going to want to make this thing not just be an empty item stack that does nothing at all. We're going to want to make it do something. So what we're going to do is, first off, we are going to say, what are we going to say? We're going to say, instead of just creating an item stack here, I'm going to use an item utility we have. I've used it earlier. And what it does is it just lets me set the lore and the display name all in one go instead of having a stupidly long thing. I can't remember exactly what this does. It just calls rename, which gets item meta and does all that sort of stuff. So it's a very long, really simple piece of code that we just use over and over and over again. So in order to keep things simple and keep things nice and readable, we just have a utility that does it for us every time. We're still going to want it to be the same colour, so we're going to get the colour. And I know this is depreciated, but I don't care at this point. It's the easiest way of doing it. Otherwise, you have to mess around with item states, which is a terribly written system. So I'm not going to use that. I guess I'm also going to want I'm going to set it to the team. What colour shall I do? I should go down into here. And we're going to refactor this. Get just in case we want to do anything else with colours later on in the thing. Oh. No. What did I do here? Put it afterwards. No. What did I do? Oh. Yes. So we'll just pass in the smash map that each of these teams are associated with, because I did that to be lazy earlier, so we'll just fix that up. Now that builds, and we're going to just say team.getDieColor.name.2lowercase, and we're going to capitalize it. It's utils, and it's the Apache lang one. So all this is going to do is capitalize it. It's again simple enough to do, it's just long and tedious, so I'm not going to do it myself. I'm going to trust Apache that they did it right the first time, and then we're going to say in here chat color grey, same members, and then I guess we're going to want to add the members, so we're going to say this is the problem with using UUIDs. Why am I using UUIDs? I'm not going to use UUIDs because, I mean, UUIDs are great, but they're not human readable, so, and I want you human readable. So, go with names. So we're going names, and then we're just going to say dot. I think that doesn't work, does it? Just trying to remember the intricacies of this. Definitely doesn't like me. Not entirely sure why. Oh yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to fix this and we're going to law string, and up here we're going to have a string array of law equals a new string array of the data team dot get players dot size plus 1. Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of text at the top saying members. I've completely been neglecting chat, so I'm yeah, don't be gentle on me. Oh, you'll scare me, as Dan said. Apologies about that. Where's the mute button, and I'll have a proper go. Sorry, I've got a little bit of a cold, so just recovering. So law 0 equals check color dot grey. That's members. Adam dies. I'm not dying. I haven't died, I promise. I equals 0, while I is less than team.getPlayers.getSize. And each time we go through, we're going to add one to I. And ding, I guess I just got a message. So I'm going to say law of +1. So we start at 0, but we want to start inserting into +1 to slot 1. So we're going to add 1 to it. We're going to add again check color grey, little indenty thing, and then team.getPlayers.get except I'm just going to take a snapshot of that so that we're not constantly getting it, because constantly getting things is bad. Also, they tell you anyway. I just need to put one of those in, and it worked. So that took longer than it should have done, but you know, we'll get there. So this is now going to build us a nice item stack with some stuff on it. So what we're going to want to do when the player clicks on the item, get them to close the GUI after they clicked it, because there's not much point having keeping it open. Dual screens down. Try screens. I've got Minecraft over here, code in front of me, so I'm looking at you most of the time, and then OBS and stream chat over here. So I'm trying not to ignore you, but I'm focused on this side, not over here, because I'm bad and I'm not good at multitasking. 3, yeah, absolutely. I've been coding for I guess on and off for the past 4 4 or 5 years. I've been with Shotbow for 12 months, just over 12 months now, and kind of coding Minecraft for coming up 2 years now, so not as much as a lot of people. Not as much of a lot of people. And I graduate from uni in like two months and start a new job very soon, so it's kind of a bit scary. Started coding when I was 6, no, started coding when I was kind of 16, 17, so. Dan is always on fire. Surely you've learnt this by now. So anyway, back to the code. We're going to add the player to the team. And then I guess we'll send the player a message saying you successfully joined the, and then we'll copy and paste this. So I'm going to send a message saying you successfully joined the team, and hopefully that's going to work. So we'll see what happens. And I guess I'm going to have to pull my alt up. So let me launch another version of Minecraft while I'm here. Hopefully it doesn't explode OBS. Having 2 versions of Minecraft, apparently it did. No, not that Minecraft instance, choose the other one. Shit. Hang on, bear with me a second. What's happening? Let me have a play around, because I don't know what it's doing. Right, I want that one. That one. That's working, I think. So if I go to that one and that one. Cool. Don't think anything showed there, but I'm not sure. So I'm just loading the server back up after that. Apparently OBS doesn't like you running 2 versions of Minecraft at the same time, so hopefully that's back to normal. Cool. Passing the right one. Zero. Join the arena. I need to be in a party. If I click on this, so I guess I got my logic the wrong way around. If it's on, then nothing shows, and if it's off, it shows everything. Let me just try. Yeah, cool. Switching back. So that means in here, I want to say if it is a team game, show it, not if it isn't a team game, show it. So that's a little tiny mistake. But yeah, hitting the toggle turns them on off. And hopefully, if I hit the red button, I successfully joined the red team, and it now shows my name in the red team. And if I join the purple team, successfully joined purple team, and that's me to the purple team, and I'm no longer in the red team. So that's pretty good progress. So what I'm going to do is go back to the code, and we're going to say, so we fixed this little thing here, which was the issue I had here. And I guess, do I want to be able to add more teams? Or do we think 4 teams is enough? And keep it a static number of teams? Okay, done. I'll add a pink team. It's over in here, isn't it? So the green team, here's another pink team, just for darn. So there we go. That's an easy change. So what we're going to do is when we turn team mode on and off, which happens in here, we're going to make sure that everybody has a team, because we don't want a player to not have a team. So we've got 2 options here. We can either kind of pause the countdown and force every player to manually choose their team, or we can just assign the team and send the player a message saying, hey, team mode's been enabled, you can change your team at here and you have been put onto this team. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the second option. We're going to manually, automatically set their team, and then they can change it if they want. So what I'm going to do is putting a send message saying that I successfully joined the team in a click seems dumb. So I'm actually going to put it into the add team after here. Just going to import and fix it. So all I've done is moved it, so I don't have to write that message out again because I'm lazy. So why would I write the message out twice when I can write it out once and let the code call it multiple times? So in here we're going to say team mode activated, and then we're going to say if it's a team game. So we're going to ever get here if it's been clicked and it's been team game turned on. We're going to iterate through all the players. Where am I looking? Map. Get players. Iterate. And we're going to say if smash player get player. So that's a variable. I'm just call it P. And then we're going to say, I guess I want to not randomize it, so we're going to say int count equals 0. And each time we go through, we're going to say map.getTeams.get count add player. So we're just going to add them to the team, and then we're going to say count plus plus. However, if there's more than 4 players on, this is going to flick over to count 5, or once it flicks over to count 4, it's going to say, hey, there isn't a 4th team, because it goes 0, 1, 2, 3. So what we're going to do is we are going to check that, and then we're going to dump it back down to 0. So we're going to say if count is greater than or equal to map.getTeams.size equals 0. Okay, so that's our thing. So hopefully when I build this, and I'm just going to upload it. Yep. I'm going to stop it. Start. And what we're going to do is I'm going to pull on my other account real quick. The name is dreadful, so don't judge me. Party with right, so I'm now in a party with my alt. So hopefully when we go into here, my alt gets brought along with me. Hope if I went into the right game mode and didn't press all the wrong buttons. There we go, we've got our teams off. We're going to turn it on, and I'm on blue team and my odd count is on red team. I can switch on to so now we've got putting players on teams, and nothing else happens. Teams mean nothing. But we've got a way for a player to join a team and team games to be turned on and off, and kind of a basic management around that. So the next thing I want to do is let's work on marking who's on which team, because you're going to want to know an easy way of, is he on my team, is he on the enemy team, and so on and so forth. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the code. Just grab a drink. I think I'm okay for bodies at the moment now. And we're going to go into Smash Map. And we're going to look for the update task, which starts everything off. So I'm just going to search for it. So this task gets called every second. And this does in the lobby stuff, which I don't care about. Starting I don't care about, but I want about actually, do I care about this? Yes, I do. I want flip to next status. So we'll just follow that, see where that goes. So we're going to scroll down, and we're going to want it when it flips to starting. And it played a pling sound and said start. So in here, when we go through here, we're going to say if it's a team game, so if it's a team game, we're going to want to do some special stuff. And what we're going to do is we're going to dye a helmet and we're going to stick it on the player's head. It seems like an easy way to do it. We use scoreboards for the kind of health of a player, so we don't want to put it there, so we're going to put it in their head slot. I guess we could use chest plates, but I'm going to use a helmet for now. I can always switch it, it's not very difficult. So we're going to iterate through the teams, and then we're going to iterate through the players. I'm going to say if bucket get player exact name doesn't equal null, so this just checks the player's still online. It shouldn't ever be null, but if you don't check then you get bitten if it ever happens, so why not check. Get player exact name. I'm actually going to store this in a variable, just so it's a relatively expensive call, so we're just going to save it. And then we're going to say get inventory.set helmet new item stack, and it's going to be a chestplate, not chestplate, helmet. Did say helmet. Material dot helmet. Leather helmet. It's going to have amount of 1, and it's going to have a team dot get dye color dot get color dot actually, let me do this differently. Let me just think about this for a second. Get meta. Can never remember exactly how I dye it. It's leather armor meta. Meta. Just can't remember exactly how this works. It's not something we use very often, or I use very often. Meta dot set color. Oh, it uses the team dot get dye color dot get color, and then we need to set the item stack. Set meta. So there we go. We're going to now, when we next spawn in, the player's going to have their dyed helmet on the head, which is going to help players see which team they're in. So that's that's the plan so far. So I guess the next thing, just trying to think where I am in my head. I've got like I wrote a few notes before I started, and then ended up going completely off-piste from where I thought I was going to go. So that didn't exactly stick to the plan. But you know, whatever. So be it. I guess you guys can learn or work out what's going on along with me, and that's fine. So the next thing we're going to do is block the damage. So I'm fairly sure, yeah, we've got an add damage method in a player, which is what sets the damage indicator and changes their name. So this is going to get called every time a player takes damage. So if we find the usages, we find 6 usages, so in 6 places, 6 different places that a player takes damage from. So I guess if we just go through them and check, then check each one, add a check for the teams in each one, we'll see where we get to. So this has a, you can't smash a spectator check already in here, so I guess we'll do the same thing. So if do I have the arena? Yes. Arena dot is a team game, and what we need to do is, this thinks it's a base arena object, so we just need to cast it to the smash map. I don't need to check this cast. Normally you need to check what you're casting to make sure it's the right type. But because on this particular server there is only ever going to be smash map, it doesn't matter, so I can do that without any problems. So I can go into here and then I can say loop through the teams. Again, I'm going to need this bit. that. Code completion is wonderful, so I'm just going to let it do it for me. And I'm going to say if team dot is on team have what do I have here? Player. And team dot is on team entity. Then we're going to want to continue. So basically, if the person's on their team, I'm going to continue in this loop. So I'm going to say, hey, don't do any of the code left in this loop. Just carry on to the next one, to the next entity and nearby entities, and then we'll be good. So this needs just a quick cast up player, which is fine because I've done this here. I've said if it's a player, then I want to do it. I don't care about anything else. Or I don't want to check on anything else. I'm going to continue. Except can't continue there because that's not going to work. I'm going to break 17. It's true. So just a little workaround for a loop inside a loop. So we're going to default to say they're not on the same team. And of course that's not. So same team equals true, and then after here we're going to say if same team. And then the only other thing I need to do is just enclose that in curly brackets, and then we're good. So now, if you try and smash a player who's on your team, oh, I'm sorry. Ding noises are gone. I completely forgot about those, so I apologise. The dinging of smash items dropping is quite nice. It's quite soothing. So, smashing, if you smash and it's a team game, we're going to say, hey, get the teams of the arena. If you're on the same team, then carry on. So, there's one place done. One down, 5 more to go. So I guess, what is this? If it's caused by an another dinging. Everything's dinging at me today. Doesn't normally ding this much. So, entity explosion or a block explosion, then we're going to add the damage. So this can come from TNT or various other things. So this is going to be interesting. Why is this here? Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. Suffocation check, lava check, explosion check. And then we're multiplying the damage by 3 and setting their level. Not entirely sure why that's there, so we're going to skip over that one for a second. So grabbing, we'll do grabbing because grabbing makes sense. And what we're going to do is we're going to check that the grabbed player, so i.e. the clicked player and the player, aren't on the same team. Do that right at the top up here. If I'm actually going to go back into here because I'm going to want basically this same code. And there's no point writing it twice. So grabbed. So if it's a team game, because we're in the Smash map. If it's a team game, we're going to get the teams. Again, don't need this casting. And we're going to say, it doesn't need to be there. There we go. So if they're on the team, the player and the clicked are on the same team, then we're going to true. And instead of continuing, because we're only going it once, there's no loop. We're going to return in here. F3 and P is to stop Minecraft auto-pausing when it loses focus. And it's wonderful. So, if it's a team game and you're on the same team, right click a player, it's going to do nothing. Should probably add a message saying, hey, you're on the same team, but I'm not going to do that at the moment. So, ranged. If it's not fish, hey, what? It's not fish. It's not a player. What? Damage your instance of player. Oh, or they can do it. Okay, right, yeah. Okay, so this is checking the projectile. Damager, if damage your instance of player. What we're going to do is we're going to do into here. Oh, no, we're not. Right, so the player, hang on, just trying to work out what this code's doing. So we're getting the smash player from the player who was damaged, which seems a bit sketchy, but okay. If E instance of fish, that doesn't make any sense. Damager isn't an instance of fish. See, fixing bugs when adding new features. This is code. No, I'm sorry. There's no boobs in this stream. I'm decidedly lacking in the boob environment, as well as the hair environment. But you know, we'll ignore those two, and I'll try not to bore you all, because I know I have been talking for an hour and a half, and that's yeah, not ideal for some people. So we are. So basically we have a self-hit thing, so you can't hit yourself. If you're not hitting yourself, it's going to recharge you double jump. So this is what causes that interesting interaction where you shoot yourself with a bow and arrow and you can fly. But I haven't got a green light on whether that's staying or going. So that's staying for the time being. But that's the bit of code that causes that to happen. So I'm going to disable the duration, disable double jump for a duration, and we're going to set the last hit time. The trouble is we don't necessarily want to do this. And in fact, we don't necessarily want to do what I did up here either. Because what I did up here on the interact, where did I do that? Oh yeah, it's just an interact. Right clicking apply does nothing. That's fine. Second guessing myself. So basically right up here, we're going to say, actually just dive up the tree a little bit here. Okay, damager is always a projectile because it's always passed, it's only passed into here if it's a projectile. So I can cast that without having to worry. So I can say entity shooter equals e.getDamager, which is a projectile, as we know here. No, not precondition, it's a projectile. And we'll get the shooter. And shooter can technically be, we go into this and look at what it extends. Sorry, projectile source. Projectile source can be all sorts of different entities, but it can also be, hang on. I can't find what I was hoping to show you. It can also be dispensers and all that sort of stuff, as you'd expect with Minecraft, although here we go, block projectile source, which is goes into craft block. Basically it gets messy very quickly. But in Smash there's no such thing as dispensers, so this is just a safe cast because it's easy and a bit of a bonus. So I'm then just going to check shoot as a player. Then we're going to do this team check that we've written in the past. So let me just get this back up, because this was quite helpful. And once again, because it's wonderful, just copy this and onto is range received. We can check if it's a team game. If the shooter and the player are on the same team, and we can't just return this time, because if we return, the damage goes through as normal, which isn't something we want. So what we're going to do is we're just going to full on cancel the event, and that says to the server, hey, this damage did happen, but we're going to say cancel it, and it doesn't happen. So the player doesn't turn red, the player doesn't get knocked back, and the player's health doesn't change. So that's what that does. And then we're going to return, because we don't want any of the rest of this code to happen, because it's pointless. We're on the same team. I don't want you to be able to shoot a player on your team, on the enemy team, on your team. I want you to be able to shoot players on the enemy team. So we're going to say, carry on up, on melee received. So what have we got going on here? We have the same thing, set last hit time. We're going to cancel if they're dead. We're going to check if the damage is a player, and if the player's damage is dead, then we're going to cancel, because we don't want dead people hitting alive people. That wouldn't be very fair. And then we're going to do all of this stuff that checks. You know, if it's a sword, then we're going to degrade, you know, item stuff and so on and so forth. But once again, we're going to take this bit of code. I'm fairly sure I already had that copied, but I'm going to get it again. And we're going to go into here. And into here, I'm just going to put it in here. And this time, this just needs to be damage up. So now melee won't do anything. So we've got rid of grabbing, we've got rid of smashing, we've got rid of shooting them with a bow and arrow, and we've got rid of melee attacks. So hopefully that's most of them. There may be some weird item interactions where TNT will, or various of these items, I don't know, the crafty bomb might cause issues, or the fire flower, I don't know. I kind of find those out by doing a couple of test games and seeing what happens. But I think that's more or less the team functionality done. So just to kind of recap, we've got explosion manager. I mean, there's damage tracker, but I don't want to dive into stuff that I'm not too familiar with on stream and just make myself look even more stupid. So I think I'm going to call that more or less there, but I'm just going to recap quickly what we've done. We added a sign. Where's my sign gone? So we added a sign type teams, and all that does is it just manages the sign, and then when you click the sign it says, hey, open the GUI and new team GUI. So in here we've got an item that turns it on and off, and an item stack that when you click it, it adds you onto the team and displays the team members. We also added a team object which stores the arena and a colour and has a list of players on it, and you can add players, remove players, and check if players are on the team, as well as just getting the methods. I guess for sanity's and proper's sake, these should all be final because I'm not changing them at any point, and I don't want you to be able to change them, because changing your team colours, why would you want to overdo it? So we're going to stop you doing that. And then in the Smash map we said when you start the game, which was in flip select status, we said, hey, if it's a team game, we're going to loop through the players and we're going to give them a leather helmet of the team colour. And then following on from that, we found all the uses of add damage to the player, and we went through them all and we said, hey, if they're on the same team, don't add damage. And that's it. So I'm going to call it quits there. Been going for about an hour and a quarter, so I think that's a nice length. And I've kind of reached a nice break point where I need to go away, get some testers and play with it. So hopefully, depending on how things go with other things, Annie 2.0 and various other projects that we're working on, this will be coming out in the next couple of days or so. It'll be custom game only, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So thank you very much for joining me, and have a nice rest of your evening. Bye.